Hey, welcome in. It's Whether or Not and to What Degree podcast. I'm First Alert Chief Meteorologist Kendra Kent, alongside meteorologist Adam McWilliams.
It's been a while since we've been on together.
You stole what I was going to say. Yes, it has been a while. We've been a little short-staffed lately. If you haven't noticed, we have two new babies as part of the family with our First Alert Weather team. We have Owen and Millie.
Beautiful babies.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful babies.
And they're sweet. They're like little angels.
Yeah, they're like perfect babies.
Mine wouldn't sleep and they cried all the time. These two are just wonderful. But no, so we've been taking a little time off this summer because Adam and I have been working some like wild shifts, but we're all back in business now.
We're doing good.
Yeah, and so we're talking about something today that people get really excited about. And this is your first fall here in the upstate.
Yeah.
So are you excited to go check out some color?
I really, because fall happens everywhere. You get leaves that change everywhere. But in Mississippi, it's just like there's no mountains. And I feel like up here, the mountains combined with the trees, it just makes it even more beautiful. I did a long time ago, my grandparents, when they were still living, they took me up to the Smoky Mountains. Oh, yeah. But it was in November. And it was a little bit past peak, but it was still just beautiful. And so I'm excited of my first fall here in the Carolinas to see the foliage. And there's that map, Kendra, showing the foliage outlook.
Yeah, and this is where we're at right now. So, if you're heading up to the mountains, we are taping this on what's today? 2nd
of October? The 2nd of October, yes.
2nd of October. So, if you're heading up this weekend, you're going to see a little color,
right?
Especially see where the orange is. That's where we've got moderate color coming out. But it's really toward mid to late October that areas like the Biltmore and Asheville and Pisgah National Forest and around Hendersonville that you're going to see that really good color. But you notice that yellow actually creeps down into the upstate.
That's right. The yellow is really just south of 85. That's indicating low color, and of course that orange across parts of Swain and Haywood County that indicates moderate color. And then there's a little blip of that red-orange into parts of Haywood County, very near maybe the Canton, North Carolina area, Canton, Clyde area there.
Absolutely. And those are the places, if you really want to see it right now, you have to go up to like Mount Mitchell. Those really high locations. But again, through the next 2 weeks, it's going to get better and better across the mountains. And that's what's going to be exciting. And, it can really vary when it comes to how bright the colors are, depending on weather actually has a big role in that. And you and I, talked about that, how this could be the recipe for quite a nice season of color.
Well, usually we look for warm days, sunny days, bright sunny days, and we look for cool nights. And it really, the best colors come after a wet summer. We've had a really wet summer. August was very wet around here. And then you want a dry fall, and that's exactly what we have, Kendra. These are the rain totals. And again, for October, we're only 2 days into October, but we're down about 1/10 of an inch. But look at fall. That starts, meteorological fall, I should say, starts on September 1st, and we're down almost 3 inches. So we've been pretty dry this fall.
Yeah, we really have. But the crucial thing was what you mentioned in August. We ended that month ahead of the game by almost 3 inches.
Right.
So thankfully, that's kept us from falling into any kind of severe drought at this point. And that's what you don't want going into a foliage season, because a lot of times you'll get some quick color, but then the leaves fall off real fast.
Right.
Things are dying off quicker. So you don't want too much of either. So you want a little bit of rain leading up, but the drier month or so of September can really make a big difference in what we see.
And you don't want any severe cold either. Like, you don't want like a really big cold snap, because that can cause them to prematurely fall off in turn. So, and we've been pretty even keel with our temperatures. I haven't had a big cool down. We've had some cool snaps, but it hasn't been anything drastic.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like the foliage doesn't like any extremes.
Right.
We don't want too much rain. We don't want too much dry. We don't want too much cold. It can't be too warm.
Just want that Goldilocks. Yes. Right. Exactly.
That's what we look for. And, when it comes to weather's role, this is just reiterating that. If you're watching, we've got a graphic up. But if you're listening, just talking about the warm, sunny days, the cool nights.
Right.
It actually, we were reading about the real technicalities about it. It actually stimulates the sugar in the leaf.
Right.
And that extreme kind of primes things.
Right.
And then once that starts, eventually the chlorophyll breaks down as we
Right.
get less and less sunshine.
Right, and it reveals the pigment. So there's already yellows and red pigments in the leaf, but the chlorophyll, the green, is so much more. And then when you start to lose that, that's when those colors start to come out. So it really is interesting how the sunlight, because the sun's at a lower angle now because we're getting into winter, so you're not getting that extreme sun, and it's really bringing out that color. But like we said, again, like Kendra said, the rainy weather can diminish the overall color, and a freeze, like an early season freeze, can lead to a sudden leaf drop too. And luckily, we don't see any of that in the forecast.
Yeah, no, very happy about that. And I'll tell you, this is last year. I feel like we got robbed of just a true fun fall.
Right.
After Helene moved through, obviously the mountains, most people couldn't even get up there to go see the leaves, to go support local businesses. We were rebuilding in the upstate with all the trees that were down. So I just feel like we have, for folks who love fall, this is like a new opportunity to enjoy the season, because last year we were in a rebuilding mode. It was just a sad time. I mean, for lack of better words. So anyway, we're excited I'm happy that you get to experience it for your first time here.
Exactly.
I remember living in Mississippi. We actually did get some decent color around Starkville and such. But it's fun here because I feel like it's an extended period, because you get the mountains get really pretty. You can go up there and look at it, and then it kind of trickles down into the upstate.
That's
so
right.
you feel like you have foliage for about 2 full months, which is really wonderful. But again, we talked about the fact that the weather does play a role, and that we're not too dry, but we are a little dry right now.
Well, and in Mississippi, I think the weather's a little bit more extreme than here in the Western Carolinas. So, rarely do we have a perfect setup for fall leaves. In the past couple of years in Mississippi, we've actually had a pretty extreme short-term drought where we've gone the entire month of October with no rain.
Like a flash drought,
A flash drought. And so everything just died because there's no water, and so that has been kind of our MO for the last couple of years in Mississippi, so it's really good to see that. But we put up the drought monitor there, and again, for those of you listening, this is just kind of showing the upstate is in that yellow, which is abnormally dry. We call that a D0 drought, the lowest on the drought scale. And then a little bit up in the mountains, you see there Yancey, Mitchell County, through parts of Asheville, Hendersonville, abnormally dry. So again, we're dry, but we're not severely dry.
Right. So again, this could be the Goldilocks year for fall foliage, where we have just about everything that we want to come together. So hopefully, I was up in Chimney Rock recently. All these small businesses are reopening. I mean, it's fairly easy to get to them. So hopefully you can plan a trip with your family to go up there and see the leaves, spend a little money at some local businesses, go have some lunch, and help them, because they've been closed for 11 months, a lot of these businesses. So I'm just grateful many are coming back.
And one thing that I've not done that I'm looking forward to is apple picking. I've never been apple picking.
Oh, it's going to be great.
And I know that this is the perfect time to go do that. Hendersonville, they have some apple orchards, and that's a big thing, but I've never heard of apple picking.
Well, I'll tell you this. Your days off this month in general are Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
Take advantage and go on one of those days.
Okay.
Because I'm going to end up taking my kids on a Saturday or Sunday, and it's going to be packed. I mean, I don't love crowds, so it'll be fun. And at the apple orchard too, a lot of times there's a bunch of yellow jackets. They fly around all over, so be wary of that too.
Okay.
But that segues us to the last part of our podcast. This is the downside of fall. We get stink bugs.
I've heard of stink bugs.
Yeah, this is something that I don't know how prevalent they are all across the country, but they are quite prevalent here. They tend to come out mostly in the fall. They're always around, but there's something about when the temperatures first drop. And that's really what we're getting now. Again, we're taping this on October 2nd, where we're finally going to get those lows in the 40s and 50s.
Right.
But it causes those stink bugs to try to find little holes and get into your house. And I'll never forget, I'll just share a quick story. On Halloween a few years ago, it was kind of a cool Halloween. I had a long sleeve shirt on, and we'd been out trick-or-treating and everything, and I was in the house. And I thought that I'd gotten just a crumb or something under my sleeve.
Yeah.
So I was scratching at it, and then I felt it move, and I was like, oh, and I mashed it. But when you mash them, the stink comes out even more. I couldn't get that smell off my body. I mean, I felt like I could smell it for like 2 days.
Oh gosh.
So awful.
It's like a skunk almost.
Almost,
Yeah.
really. And they smell bad even when you don't smash them. But anyway, and I don't know the mechanism behind all of that. But yes, they stink. They come out in droves. So go seal all the bottom of those doors and make sure your screens are fixed up.
Yeah, because, again, like they want to be warm like we are. So, they're going to try to find those spots to get warm. And, there are stink bugs in Mississippi. And they look weird. Like they look weird. And yeah, so they're just not. They're not really fun to deal with, and unfortunately, we're in stink bug season.
We sure are.
Well, in Mississippi, also, too, we're in love bug season. You know what love bugs are?
Yes.
So,
I don't think we get those here.
Yeah,
I never see them.
The closer you get to the coast, because I went to the beach a couple weeks ago, and we were driving toward the coast, and right there as you're getting towards the ocean, they're everywhere, and they're hitting your windshield, and they're like covering your windshield and covering your grill. That like their body juices can break down your paint and stuff. Like it's awful. And so that's what we deal with in Mississippi are love bugs, and they're everywhere, and they're flying around connected to each other because it's their mating season or whatever. So it's just
hence the name.
It's so annoying, but that's like the stink bug for the Carolinas, I guess.
It sure is. Well, it's such a lovely note to end our podcast on. But yes, we just want you to be aware that they're going to be out and about. But hopefully you can take opportunity, and again, to get up to North Carolina, spend a little money if you can.
Absolutely.
Support those local businesses and see that beautiful fall color, because Adam and I both think this is going to be a heck of a season for it.
It really is. And, you were up there just a couple weeks ago, and you were just talking about the resilience of the people, how they are looking forward to getting back in business. And we just need to go up there and support them all we can.
Yeah, made my heart happy to see that, especially after everything, to still be so positive.
Right.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. And you can always reach out to me or Adam if you have ideas for a podcast. We'd love to hear them. We'll be coming up with these a little more regularly now.
Yes,
we, again,
absolutely.
Are fully staffed, and our families have grown, and we're going to be enjoying all the things this fall.